For us, it's all about our core values. I'm going to back up. So it's about our vision. It's about our purpose. It's about our values, and it's about our mission. And our purpose is we help fleet succeed. Our values are all about being humble, hungry, and smart. So for us, that means, being able to admit when we're wrong, admitting mistakes, asking other people for help, thinking about ourselves less without thinking less of ourselves. We go through, we're always trying to do more, learn more. We're a huge learning company, always trying to grow. The smart is people smarts, right? That's empathy. It's knowing how to talk to people. It's knowing how we relate with one another. It's putting ourselves in their shoes and saying, man, that really sucks. I'm really sorry to hear that you're going through that. It's knowing how I talk to people and how I communicate is just as important, if not more important, than what I'm communicating and what I'm saying. And that's what I love about our culture is we're kind of creating this culture built on teamwork and collaboration around genuineness and being vulnerable with one another instead of the politics, I hate politics, right? And so for us, it's anti-politics. It's everything about getting rid of dysfunction and getting rid of the political nightmares that you usually see in corporate America, and creating a place where everybody can be real with each other and be honest. We embrace conflict, we engage in a lot of debates here at the office, and I love that. There's a lot of companies you can't do that because you might step on somebody's toes and everybody's too easy to get offended. Nope, not here, right? You got thick skin, we love each other, we know we're seeing it with the best of intentions, and that's the kind of culture that we built around here. Then the last part is mission. We want to go out there and be the best in the industry. We want to be when somebody asks you, hey, what fleet software are you using or what company do you use? We want that answer to be RTA, right? And that's our mission. We want to go out there and really set and create these opportunities, because there's a lot of companies out there that don't necessarily treat their customers correctly. They don't think about what their customers' needs are beyond how can we make ourselves richer. And that's just not our philosophy here. So I love that about our culture. Our culture is just built around all three of those things, and it kind of comes together in this little perfect pie. I don't know what you want to call it, a stew. We always call it the culture stew. And we even, when we're hiring people, we go in and we say, hey, what flavor is this person going to add to the stew? Oh, that's a little bit too Tabasco. We want a little bit more Tapatio, right? We need to balance that flavor out. You don't put apples in the stew. You got to have the right ingredients for the stew. And so for us, that's what I love about it, is just it creates this really awesome place to work. And we just constantly are adding more thought and more diversity to the flavor, but the flavor is just perfectly crafted. So the future of RTA, we're a 40-year-old software company. I guess we're probably 41 now. And, the product has been built, and we've been a product company mainly. And I really see us as a company shifting to more about defining this category of fleet success. What does it mean for fleet managers to be fleet success managers? You're not just there to kind of keep the fires under control, but to actually make a difference in the organization. I saw this transformation with IT over the 2000s when they went from being a cost center to a value driver. And I think the same thing could happen for fleet too. We saw this change when all of a sudden all these SaaS companies kept talking about customer success. That was a term that had never been really talked about before. And I think we're going to do the same thing. I know we're going to do the same thing with fleet managers, right? And turning us into a fleet success mindset and bringing this out where we're thinking more about not just the resource efficiency, but we're thinking about, how do I know that my customers and my departments are satisfied with what I'm doing? How do I know that the people that are on my team are happy working for me and working here? How do I know that I'm doing the best job I can with the resources I have to manage? And how do I make sure that nothing is a threat to that and I manage those risks? So the future of RTA is really going to be bound to this concept of fleet success and those 4 pillars, which means as we're developing product, as we're developing our training programs, as we're adding new products to the portfolio, which we're looking at as well, it's going to be built around that. And it's going to be built around giving fleet managers the tools they need, again, to kind of transition from a fleet manager to a fleet success manager, and making sure that those tools are at their disposal so they can be that. And learn along the way about what do I need to work on next, and being able to give them the answers, especially as we have this huge, what Steve Saltzgiver calls the brain drain in fleet. How do we help transition these new fleet managers, again, to this idea of what do I need to learn, how do I need to do it, and try to counteract the effects of the brain drain. So the future of RTA built around that foundation then becomes it's multiple products, it's multiple services. It's no longer just about fleet maintenance, right? For 40 years, we've been a fleet maintenance software. And for the next 40 years, you're going to see us transition to really becoming what I call a fleet success software or a fleet success company. In fact, that's what we changed the name of the company to. It's RTA, the Fleet Success Company, because everything we do is around helping fleets be successful.